Patreon.com/the Walk-Off Podcast. $4 a month gets you in there. Let's end with Jordan Romano. Let's close with the closer.
Hey.
Confidence level in Jordan Romano as a closer for this team. Let's I know the playoffs aren't a given. I know that a deep playoff run obviously isn't a given. But let's just operate with the understanding here that this is a team that can make a deep playoff run. Is Jordan Romano good enough closer to win us a World Series? Is he a guy that can steal us games? Is he a guy that gives you confidence with a 2-1 lead on Houston in a Game 6 or a Game 7 to clinch a series? Can he go out there and give you 3 outs? Can he go out there and give you 4 or 5 outs if called upon?
I have a lot of faith in Romano, actually, in Jordan Romano. Look at his worst games last season came with Tyler Heineman behind the plate, or Zach Collins. He was very good with Jansen and Kirk. That's going to be the case this season. So right away, I've got cause for optimism. I love his fastball. I love his slider. What I would love to see from Romano is him get a little more in lockstep with having both be effective. There was times this season where his fastball was untouchable, but his slider, man, he couldn't throw it for strikes, and when he did throw it, it just hung there and it got rocked. There was weeks where his slider was all he was throwing because he had no control of his fastball. So even with that inconsistency, he still put together a very good season. I could see him just getting more and more comfortable. Remember, he was a closer even in his AAA days. Like this is not a lost art, if that's the way to put it, the closing on him. And mentality-wise, I firmly believe he has the right mentality to be the closer. He wants the ball in the most high-pressure situations. He would love to come into a bases-loaded situation and face Aaron Judge. Like, that's a stuff. He would love that. He's not shying away from any of this, so he's not going to be shying away from postseason baseball at all. I do think Jordan Romano is a guy. Now, would I have loved a Liam Hendricks? Like in other words, could the Blue Jays weren't on Kenley Jansen? Could I see the Blue Jays being in on another closer? Absolutely, I could, because I think Romano's every bit as effective in that setup spot, in that 8 spot, or that 9. I think he's every bit as effective either way. But if he is the closer going into the playoffs, absolutely, yes, I am. I absolutely. I hate that nose ring thing. Go ahead and put in the comments, oh, old man Ballard. I hate that thing. I hate that thing. But in the 9th inning, I've got no problem giving him the baseball. And I think that the bullpen is deep enough this year, Adam, where he won't be asked to do as many 4 or 5 out saves this year as he was last year.
My biggest concerns with Jordan Romano comes when he's entering the game with runners on. Right? You bring him in for a clean inning, I feel good about it.
That's right? A good point.
Sometimes he gives up the long ball. I'm interested to see how the outfield dimensions maybe make that worse for him in Toronto. But my biggest concern is we didn't really see any growth over the course of the season. Like, he just kind of struggled coming in with inherited runners all season long. I don't know why he can't not worry about the runner on first when, like, he has a 2-run lead or a 3-run lead and there's a runner on first, and it gives me concerns. I'm interested to see how the new pickoff restrictions affect Jordan Romano, because there are, a limit of 3 per at bat, right?
2, I think. I think if you do it the 3rd time, I think you're in trouble, isn't it?
No,
2? It
might
be 2.
I think you get 2, but it's the 3rd one. If you get, like, you can get him out. Like, it's, if you make a pickoff attempt on the 3rd attempt, it's not like it's a balk and it's an instant free base. Like, you could still get him. But if you don't get them, then it's a free base. So I don't know how many 3rd attempts we're going to see this year. It might be
is that what you mean from the rule changes? From the rule changes, he won't have his mind on the runner as much, because by the rule changes, he can't be as effective as he wants to be anyway.
Or he implodes. I think the rule changes either. I think the rule changes these particular rule changes will have a bigger effect on Jordan Romano than any other pitcher, at least in the Blue Jays organization.
Wow.
And I think that's why. I think it is either he's out of his head and he goes, you know what? I can't even worry about that. And I just got to pitch. And if that's the case, great. I think that's great for Romano. If, on the other hand, he goes the other way and he's even more worried about it now, right? He's even more worried about his delivery home because We've talked about how these are going to impact the game, right? And more base stealing. And if that rushes his delivery home because he's worried, he's like, oh, last year this guy was a 40% chance of going. Now he's a 60% chance of going. I really gotta, speed up my delivery or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't know. Yeah. It's weird because once the runner gets to second or third, it's like he's settled again almost. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. You know how you can do like an intentional walk? You're like, we don't want to face this batter. Give him first. I wish we could do that with the base runner. Be like, you know what? Let's just put him on second. Just move him down to second right now. Free base. And we don't have to worry about it. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Jordan Romano. I am interested to see how it plays out. I think based on that, I'm out. I don't want to say I'm out. I'm lukewarm on Jordan Romano as a big-time playoff closer for this team. I'm worried about him coming in with runners on against Houston. Like, I want to see something from him this year. I want to see those steps forward. I want to see him in opportunities to come in, I guess, with runners on, as much as that's going to be an uncomfortable feeling. You got to be uncomfortable to grow, right? So I guess that's my optimism there, is hopefully early in the season we give him opportunities with inherited runners and he is rising to the occasion and is taking a step forward. But I don't know. I don't know, Craig.
I don't mind that. You're taking a wait and see approach. I don't mind that. I think that really fascinates me, that he'll be the one pitcher that's affected most of that. That really fascinates me, Adam.
Am I way off base? Am I overthinking that, or is there some weight there?
It's very interesting. No, I think it's very interesting. As soon as you said that, my mind's eye went, I don't like when he has guys on base either. And his pitching a rhythm slows to a crawl. So that now introduces another new rule change.
With the pitch clock
be an issue? Mm-hmm. Yes. So I think you're making good points there. Ultimately, I think we combine our answers and we take a let's wait and see. Does this guy have the potential? There's no doubt about it. He showed us. But could there be some sticky wickets here because of the new changes? We're gonna have to play it out. You know what, Adam? That point could even be expanded to Biggio, to so many guys. This is a new season of baseball, man. With there's so many guys that we're really gonna have to take a wait and see approach to see how these new rules shake themselves out. Thank you, Rob Manfred.
Well, let's wrap it up there, Craig. Unless you have anything else to add, thank you so much for taking over for Scott today. Thanks for everybody for watching. If you have comments or questions, get them in. I think Scott is going to try and join me for a mailbag tomorrow. We'll see. I might do that solo. Might have Craig come back for that. We'll see. Otherwise, thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you next week. And Craig, thanks again to you. Scott, enjoy your honeymoon, my friend.
Well, walk-off community, I hope you enjoyed that little clip. This full episode is going to be available on our main channel sometime in the next few weeks. However, if you can't wait for that, you can get the full episode right now available on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/the Walk Off Podcast.